Hello again, it's Toby. We're finally going to go over the writing section set that I had you practice on your own last week. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So here we have the writing section of the SAT again. This is SAT Practice Test 3. We're going to work on questions 1 through 11. The passage name is Shed Some Light on the Workplace. Question 1. The sentence reads, studies have shown that employees are happier, healthier, and more productive when they work in an environment in which temperatures are carefully controlled. Happier, healthier, and more productive. This one is parallel structure. So here I really like choice A. So we have happier, healthier, more productive. Those all match. Yes, so B is wrong because we have healthy instead of healthier. And then we don't want any words like they are or being. Number 2, which choice provides the most appropriate introduction to the passage? So here, since the title is Shed Some Light into the Workplace, and you'll see, get a better picture hopefully as we continue to work on the passage, but this passage is about artificial versus natural light in the workplace. So here we want a choice that speaks to that topic, and here B does that quite well. Yeah, so the no change, we're not talking about temperatures, we want to talk about light. B does that. C and D also do not refer to light in a meaningful way. All right, so far so good. Let's take a look at number 3. Number 3 is right here. At this point, the writer is considering adding the following sentence. Workers in offices with windows sleep an average of 46 minutes more per night than workers in offices without windows. Should the writer make this addition here? Okay. To make that decision, we need a better sense of the paragraph. So let's go ahead and start at the beginning of the paragraph. For one thing, lack of exposure to natural light has a significant impact on employees' health. A study conducted in 2013 by Northwestern University in Chicago showed that inadequate natural light could result in eye strain, headaches, and fatigue, as well as interference with the body's circadian rhythms. Circadian rhythms, which are controlled by body's biological clocks, influence body temperature, and so on. Oh, so here you can tell that the first sentence and the second sentence of the paragraph go really well together. The first sentence ends with introducing the idea of circadian rhythms, and then the following sentence describes what circadian rhythms are. And that's just generally good writing. We definitely don't want to split those up. Should we make the addition? Yes, because it supplies quantitative data that will be examined in the rest of the paragraph. Yes, because it explains the nature of the bodily functions referred to in the next sentence. No, because it interrupts the discussion of circadian rhythms. Yeah, so these two sentences go really well back to back. We shouldn't put this sentence in between them. Last choice is no, because it does not take into account whether workers are exposed to sunlight outside the office. No. Question 4. So here, this section here, circadian rhythms, which are controlled by the body's biological clocks. Yeah, so here we need to identify that the body owns the biological clock. Bodies needs to be possessive here. And you can kind of tell from the answer choices that this is what this question is testing you on. So here, C looks pretty good. Yeah, so B is not using the apostrophe S properly. And then here we don't need the apostrophe S on clocks. Number 5. Like any other health problems, these ailments can increase employee absenteeism, which in turn is costly for employers. Okay, so here we need to figure out what word is this verb is referring to. These ailments. No, we're talking about absenteeism. What is costly? Absenteeism is costly. Yeah, so no change. Yeah, so if this verb had referred to ailments, then we would need are, but this, what is costly for employers? It is absenteeism, not ailments. Absenteeism is singular, That's why we will use is. All right, number 6. One company in California gained a huge boost in its employees' morale. Which choice best supports the statement made in the previous sentence? Let's take a look at the previous sentence. Employees who feel less than 100% and are sleep deprived are also less prone to work at their maximum productivity. One company in California gained a huge boost in its employees' morale when it moved from artificially lit distribution factory to one with natural illumination. So here we want something to do with productivity. So morale and productivity, although they're related, I would say they're not related directly enough for choice A to be the best one. So here B directly refers to the production or the productivity improvement. C saved a great deal on its operational costs, or D invested large amounts of time and capital. No, we want to link this sentence with the previous sentence. The previous sentence focuses on productivity, so the following sentence should also focus on productivity. Good. Number 7, in context, which choice best combines the underlined sentences? Okay, so the sentences we have here are artificial light sources are also costly. Aside from lowering worker productivity, they typically constitute anywhere from 25 to 50% of the building's energy use. Okay, so this question 7 is actually quite complicated. So here, the word in context is very, very important. So usually when the question is just which choice best combines the underlined sentences, very often the shortest answer is the correct one. But here it asks, in this context. What does that mean? So in the context, so it transitions from the previous paragraph to the next paragraph. And hopefully you can tell this sentence here works nicely to transition from this paragraph to the next one. So we should keep the productivity line at the front. And choice A does that very nicely. Aside from lowering worker productivity, artificial light sources are also costly, typically constituting anywhere from 25 to 50% of a building's energy use. So let's take a look at the other 3 choices. The cost of artificial light sources, aside from lowering productivity. So here we've kind of already muddied up the transition from the previous paragraph to the next one. And the C and D also have the same problems. Although B, C, and D are totally correct or fine grammatically, the problem is that we need the best sentence for the context. In this context, the transition from worker productivity to cost, energy cost, is the key here. So C says typically constituting 25 to 50% of a building's energy use, artificial light sources lower worker productivity and are costly. So that sentence sounds fine on its own, but in the context, A is much better because it transitions properly from the previous paragraph. D, artificial lights, which lower worker productivity are costly, typically constitute anywhere from 25 to 50% of a building's energy use. No, for the same reasons. Number 8, let's see here. When a plant in Seattle, Washington was redesigned for more natural light, the company was able to enjoy annual electricity cost reductions of $500,000 each year. Okay. So here you need to look at this word over here, annual. So annual already means each year. There's no reason to have both annual and each year. So also C and D are both wrong for the same reason. The correct answer is D because annual already encapsulates this idea here. Choices A, B, and C are redundant. All right, almost done. We're working quite fast. Number 9, we have a transitional phrase. Among the possibilities to reconfigure the building's lighting is the installation of full pane windows to allow the greatest degree of sunlight to each office interiors. Among the possibilities to reconfigure a building's lighting is the installation of full pane windows to allow the greatest degree of sunlight to reach office interiors. Okay? So full pane windows are good for sunlight. Businesses can install light tubes, pipes placed in the workplace roofs to capture and funnel sunlight down into the building's interior. So this is like an alternative method besides full pane windows. Yeah, I like that. Alternatively. All right, number 10. These are pipes. So I don't like the way the sentence is written currently because currently it's a run on sentence. So we have a complete sentence here. Businesses can install light tubes, and then a comma. If you So here we have a run on sentence because the next part of the sentence is also a complete sentence on its own. These are pipes placed in workplace roofs to capture and funnel sunlight down into a building's interior. You cannot connect two complete sentences with just a comma. That is a run on sentence or a comma splice. So here we either need to change this comma into a semicolon, a period, or a comma conjunction like comma and, but that's not any of the choices here. So the best way to fix this sentence is with choice C. The word which very nicely changes the last portion of this sentence from an independent clause or a complete sentence on its own to a dependent clause or an incomplete sentence, which can definitely be connected with just a comma. Let's see. Last one. Glass walls and dividers can also be used to replace solid walls as a means through distributing natural light more freely. Glass walls and dividers can be used to replace solid walls as a means of, right? That's idiomatic. That's as a means of something, not a means through something. All right. I think that's it. So hopefully you guys have practiced this section on your own already, and this was a nice quick review. I am hoping to upload another video this week since this practice was so short. I'm actually going to start working with Varsity Tutors again in a little bit. So today is the 13th. And I'm going to start another 8-week SAT course on Wednesdays starting the 23rd, so the day before Christmas Eve. And these are going to be 2-hour classes. I will definitely keep you guys updated as I get more information. But currently, the plan is to have 2-hour sessions starting at 12 Pacific time. And we're going to do that every week for another 8 weeks, starting from late December, the 23rd, all the way into February. So if you guys are interested in meeting me for the Zoom classes again, definitely look into that. All right. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I know this lockdown has been really, really long, but I'm glad you guys can make time to spend some time with me here on YouTube. All right. I'll see you again soon. Hopefully I'll have another video up hopefully by Tuesday. Keep practicing. I think you're going to do really great.